LA, for example. And there's pigeons and sparrows and, dogs and cats, and I suppose there are rats as well. But when I was 4.5, and that's not very old, 4.5 is a little squiggly person, and we went, my mother and I, to have a holiday on a farm. It was just before my younger sister was born. And out on the farm, and this is a proper farm, not the kind of intensive animal farming we find today that is so cruel. Animals were out in the fields, and I can still remember the excitement of meeting cows and pigs and horses face to face. And I was given a job of helping to collect the chickens' eggs. And so in those days, the hens pecked around in the farmyard, and they were supposed to lay their eggs in these little wooden hen houses, probably, I don't know, a bit higher than this. There were 6 of them, or 8, something like that. And around the edge were the nest boxes. So what I had to do was open the lid of the nest box. If there was an egg or 2 eggs, put them into my basket. But, well, you all know what an egg looks like. And apparently, I don't remember, but I began asking everybody, where is the hole on the hen big enough for an egg to come out? And I couldn't see a hole like that, and obviously nobody told me or explained it properly. So what I do remember is seeing a hen. She was brown, and I saw her going into one of these hen houses, and I must have thought, she's going to lay an egg, so I crawled after her. Well, that was a big mistake, and with squawks of, I suppose, fear, she flew out. And so again, in my little 4.5-year-old mind, I must have thought, no hen will lay an egg here. This is now a dangerous place. There's something dangerous about it. So I went into an empty hen house and waited. And waited. And waited. Which was fine for me, but my poor parents, they didn't know where I was. And they started searching, and it began to get dark. I was apparently gone for 4 whole hours. And they even called the police. And you can imagine how worried my mother was. Her little 4.5-year-old daughter's disappeared. And yet, when she saw me running towards the house, she saw my shining eyes and sat down to hear the wonderful story of how a hen lays an egg. And I tell that story because isn't that the making of a little scientist? The curiosity, asking questions, not getting the right answer, deciding to find out for yourself, making a mistake, not giving up, and learning patience. And with a different kind of mother, that early spirit of scientific curiosity might have been crushed, and I might not have done what I've done. So I tell that story with a reason, because many of you young people here today will become parents, and oddly enough, I discovered also with the chimpanzees that there are good mothers and bad mothers. And now we've been studying the chimpanzees so long, we know that the females who are supportive of their young, those young ones grow up and do better. The males reach a higher position in the male hierarchy, the females are more successful mothers.